Imagine walking into a room and instantly captivating everyone's attention. Imagine knowing the exact words to say to turn strangers into friends or even allies. There's a timeless guide, a blueprint that can unlock this power within you. This isn't just any guide. It's Dale Carnegie's legendary Win Friends and Influence People, a book that has transformed countless lives for over 80 years. But what makes this book so powerful? And how can its lessons be applied today in a world that's changed so much since its publication? Stay with me as we unravel the secrets that have stood the test of time and discover how you can use them to not only win friends, but also to influence people in ways you've never imagined. Before we dive into the timeless wisdom of Dale Carnegie, let's take a moment to understand the man behind the words. Carnegie wasn't just a writer, he was a pioneer in human relations. Born into poverty in the late 19th century, he struggled through his early years, facing countless rejections and failures. Yet, it was through these struggles that he learned some of life's most valuable lessons that he would later share with the world. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a natural ability to connect with others, while others struggle? Carnegie cracked the code, and in this video, we're going to explore how you can apply his insights to become that person who naturally wins friends and influences people. Let's begin with one of Carnegie's core principles. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But think about the last time you were criticized. How did it make you feel? Defensive? Angry? Perhaps even less willing to listen to the other person's point of view? Carnegie understood this deeply human reaction. In one of his most famous anecdotes, he tells the story of a factory manager who was struggling to get his workers to improve their performance. The manager would criticize them harshly, but instead of improving, the workers' morale plummeted and productivity continued to decline. Frustrated, the manager turned to Carnegie's principles, deciding to replace criticism with encouragement. The results were astonishing. Productivity soared and the work environment transformed. So, why does encouragement work when criticism fails? What is it about positive reinforcement that changes not just behavior, but the entire atmosphere of a workplace, a family, or a friendship? The answer lies in human psychology, something Carnegie understood better than most. People crave appreciation and recognition. It's a fundamental need, as essential as food and water. But here's the twist. How often do we neglect this simple truth in our daily interactions? How often do we criticize, thinking it will lead to improvement, when in fact it does the opposite? From the power of positive reinforcement, let's move to another principle that's equally transformative. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Carnegie wasn't talking about flattery. No, he despised insincerity. He believed in the power of genuine appreciation, of acknowledging the good in others without expecting anything in return. Let me take you back to a story from Carnegie's own life. During the early years of his career, he once faced a room full of skeptical students, all of whom were older and more experienced than him. Intimidated but determined, Carnegie decided to focus on what he genuinely admired in each of his students. Instead of lecturing them, he appreciated their experiences and wisdom, asking them to share their knowledge with the class. The result? The skepticism melted away, and the students not only respected Carnegie, but also learned more from each other than they had anticipated. Now, you might be wondering, how can these principles be applied in my life? After all, life today is vastly different from Carnegie's time. You're absolutely right. Our world is faster, more connected, and more complex than ever before. But here's the intriguing part. These principles are even more relevant today. Think about your last interaction on social media. Did it leave you feeling uplifted, or did it drain your energy? Imagine if, instead of criticism or complaints, your feed was filled with sincere appreciation and positive reinforcement. How would that change your online experience? We'll explore this idea further in just a moment, but first, let's take a closer look at another of Carnegie's key teachings. Another powerful principle Carnegie taught was the idea of arousing in the other person an eager want. It's a concept that might seem a bit manipulative at first glance, but Carnegie's approach was anything but. He believed that the key to influencing others is to see the world from their perspective, to understand their desires and motivations. Let's consider a real-world example. During the Great Depression, a small business owner was struggling to keep his store afloat. Competition was fierce, and customers were scarce. Instead of trying to push more products onto his customers, he decided to listen, to truly understand what they wanted. He discovered that his customers were looking for affordable, high-quality goods, but more than that, that, they wanted to feel valued. The owner began offering personalized service, remembering his customers' names, and making them feel important. His business not only survived the depression, it thrived. So, how can you apply this principle in your life? How can you arouse an eager want in others without coming across as pushy or self-serving? The answer lies in empathy, in the ability to step into another person's shoes. But empathy is more than just a buzzword. It's a skill that can be developed. What if, in your next conversation, you focused entirely on understanding the other person's point of view? What if you made them feel truly heard and valued? How would that change the dynamics of your relationships? We've touched on some powerful principles so far: avoiding criticism, giving sincere appreciation, and understanding others' desires. But there's one more principle that ties them all together, and it's perhaps the most important of all. The final principle we'll explore today is making the other person feel important and doing it sincerely. It's a lesson that encapsulates the essence of Carnegie's teachings. Everyone wants to feel important, to know that they matter. This isn't about inflating someone's ego or giving false praise. It's about recognizing the inherent worth in every person you meet. Let me share a story that illustrates this beautifully. In the 1930s, a young man named Charles Schwab, yes, the famous industrialist, was given the task of managing a struggling steel plant. Morale was low, and productivity was even lower. Schwab didn't come in with grand plans or harsh criticisms. Instead, he started by learning every worker's name, shaking their hands, and genuinely listening to their concerns. He made each worker feel important, valued, and respected. The result? Within months, the plant became one of the most productive in the country. So, how can you make others feel important in your daily life? What small gestures can you incorporate into your interactions that show others they matter? Could it be as simple as remembering someone's name, giving them your full attention, or acknowledging their efforts? These small actions might seem insignificant, but they can have a profound impact on the people around you. Have you ever experienced the difference it makes when someone truly values you? If so, you already know the power of this principle. It's clear that Dale Carnegie's Win Friends and Influence People offers more than just advice. It offers a blueprint for meaningful human connection. These principles, though simple, have the power to transform our relationships, our work, and even our communities. They remind us of the importance of empathy, sincerity, and respect in every interaction. But perhaps the most important lesson of all is this: the power to win friends and influence people isn't about manipulation or self-interest. It's about understanding, appreciating, and valuing others. If you've found value in these timeless principles, why not start applying them today? Begin with a small step, perhaps by giving someone a sincere compliment or by truly listening to what they have to say. You might be surprised at the difference it makes. And if you're eager to learn more, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more insights and practical tips. Thanks for watching. And until next time, remember, the power to win friends and influence people is already within you. You just have to unlock it.